Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ESPN. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about Pau Gasol and the Los Angeles Lakers. I just want to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about the reports that have just been coming out as of today as it concerns Pau Gasol attempting to make a comeback to the NBA and more specifically coming back to the Los Angeles Lakers. I just want to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about this particular report, and without further ado, let's just get right into it. So guys, as of today, there's been a report that just came out as it concerns Pau Gasol attempting to make a comeback to the NBA, and specifically he wants to rejoin the Los Angeles Lakers. He wants to come back to LA and join the Los Angeles Lakers. And I made a video about the idea of the Lakers going after Pau Gasol to bring him back as that particular concern for him to come back to the Los Angeles Lakers. There's been multiple reports, and even LeBron brought up the issue that it will be nice to bring back Pau Gasol to the Los Angeles Lakers. Now we all know Pau Gasol, okay? Pau Gasol, former Laker, won 2 championships with the Los Angeles Lakers back in 2009 and 2010, and he was basically the teammate of Kobe Bryant, and we already know the crew back in those days from Lamar Odom, from Andrew Bynum, and the head coach of that team at that time, one of the greatest coaches of all time, in Phil Jackson. And when I first heard that his name was brought up again for a potential comeback to the Los Angeles Lakers, it got me to thinking at first that he's up there in age. He probably will not come to the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, that was the main idea, and most Laker fans were probably thinking that sort of route. But then when you get into the details and the history of what he brought to the Lakers organization, it kind of puts things into kind of a perspective now. We already know that the Lakers signed his brother Marc Gasol to a 2-year deal, and that, me personally, that was basically one of the best moves for them to make in this free agency market. They didn't have Dwight Howard, they traded JaVale McGee, so they needed a big man. And I still believe by the time maybe I upload this video, they still need a center on this team. I mean, they need a bigger man. I mean, sure, they have Montrezl Harrell. They have some players that could play center, but we need a pure center. I mean, that was the main success of the Los Angeles Lakers when it came down to them having a pretty talented big men to win us some games. I mean, I still believe they should go after one. But when it comes down to it, Pau Gasol is one of those type of players that I really think the Lakers should really give a chance at. Okay, it could be a sort of a farewell season for him. I mean, because he even puts it out there that it will be nice for him to come back to the Los Angeles Lakers and also team up with his brother and end his career with the Los Angeles Lakers. And I think it's just on a personal note, I mean, I think just being a fan of his, and most Laker fans would probably welcome the idea of bringing back Pau Gasol and just have like a final season for him just to join the Los Angeles Lakers, possibly win another championship with the Los Angeles Lakers, and it's just be a farewell season for him to retire as a Los Angeles Lakers, where he basically got one of the best success with the organization there. So that's just my own personal opinion, and I think it's just more fitting for him to join the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, he did say that he does not want a type of bench role that is on the I don't know how should I say this, more like I guess a Jared Dudley type of role on the Los Angeles Lakers, just being on the bench and not playing. When it comes to either the Lakers have a blowout win or a blowout loss, and he goes in to just play a couple minutes there. I mean, he wants to contribute to the Los Angeles Lakers on their wins, on any sort of game that they're in, for him to be a huge presence on the Los Angeles Lakers. And it's just that sort of sense. I mean, he is just attempting to work out and do the best he can to get into the top shape that he's in, to the point that if the Lakers do look at him, they could potentially bring him back. And I think it's just well deserving for the Lakers to give Pau Gasol that sort of shot, if you will. I mean, for him to just come back to the Los Angeles Lakers, end his career there, and at the same time play alongside his brother. That's something that he's more interested of, more than anything, to play with his brother in LA and achieve that sort of dream that he wants, and also at the same time retire as a Los Angeles Laker. And I think it was like maybe a couple months ago, maybe it's like 4 months ago, that he brought up the idea of playing with the Lakers again. And it's always been in the rumor mill for the Los Angeles Lakers for almost like 4 to 6 months now, that he's been in the rumor mill for joining the Los Angeles Lakers again. And and most Laker fans, I mean maybe majority of them, want Pau Gasol to come back to the Los Angeles Lakers. And it will kind of also fix the problem that the Lakers have at the big position. I mean, yeah, he's a power forward, but he is, I believe, 7 foot, so maybe 6'11", 7 foot. So he has the ability to play center as well. But it still remains to be seen about his health, and if he still has the capability to contribute to a team. And I think he still does. I mean, let's not deny. I mean, the guy, once he left the Lakers, he also made the All-Star team, I believe, once when he was with, I believe, the Spurs, I believe. But it was throughout his career. I mean, after the Lakers, he's always been averaging around 11 to 12 points a game. I mean, the guy is capable at the end of his career to give a huge contribute to any sort of team that he's on. And I just really think that the Lakers should give him that sort of I guess privilege, if you will, for what he brought to the organization, what he brought to the culture of LA. And I just think that it's just really fitting for the Lakers to give him that sort of chance to join the Los Angeles Lakers, to not just do a farewell season, but at the same time show that he wants to win another championship, and also playing alongside his brother Marc Gasol. So guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel, share my videos, and please give me your thoughts about Pau Gasol coming back to the Los Angeles Lakers, attempting to come back to the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, there's been reports about it, the LA Times and everything, when it comes down to even Lakers Nation reporting in this, because it kind of puts things into kind of a perspective. Is it a good idea for the Lakers to bring back Pau Gasol, or do you think they should just go after someone else that could contribute in a huge way, big wise? I mean, there's a lot of centers that are in the free agency market that possibly the Lakers could go after, but still remains to be seen about that. And and I think I heard something. I was watching the Lakers Nation, Trevor Lane, when he reported this, is that the Lakers, sure, they have one spot left to make 15-man roster, but I think if the Lakers progress through the season, they have the ability to sign someone to a veteran minimum. But as of right now, they can't because of, I don't know, financial reasons. I'm not sure why. It's sort of confusing. The only way they can sign Pau Gasol or someone else is that they either waive Quinn Cook, who recently last week re-signed with the Los Angeles Lakers after waiving him during the free agency market, the beginning of the free agency market. So there's that sort of scenario for that to happen if they do want to sign somebody. But as of right now, they can't sign anybody because of some sort of regulations or something. I'm not sure. It's very confusing of why they can't sign somebody right now when it comes to filling up that last roster spot. But maybe progressing through the season, maybe something will happen, but it still remains to be seen about that. So guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel. Please give me your thoughts about Pau Gasol possibly coming back to the Los Angeles Lakers, and do you think it's a good move on the Lakers' part, or do you think they should go after someone else? I really want to know your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Guys, make sure to like all my social media sites: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'll leave the links to my social media sites in the description of this video so you guys can check out my social media sites, and of course subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.